Hello and welcome everyone to Teacher Nick Thailand. Today I'll be introducing a new series called the 90-Day Keto Cut. And of course, I live in Bangkok, Thailand, so we're going to be talking about things that are related to doing a ketogenic diet here in Bangkok, Thailand. What are some things I've learned in the past, because I've done this once before in the past and saw some great results. Some things I've learned along the way to just better realize about myself, and maybe something that you could appreciate as well, and plans for moving forward. So if this sounds of interest to you, please join me as we take this journey together. Welcome everyone, it is Teacher Nick Thailand here. We are doing a learning by doing 90-day keto cut. Now, what does that mean? Well, first off, is a keto cut is a ketogenic diet where you consume high fat, moderate or lower protein, and very low carbohydrates. Now, most people that have done this are doing it for weight loss, or maybe at the more extreme level, they do it for some sort of therapeutic reasons for your body, for internally. For me personally, it's a combination of a couple things. Number one is that I was first introduced to the ketogenic diet through my own research and discovery. I was I would wake up every morning, I was feeling very achy, my whole body just didn't feel like fresh or well. This was about 3 years ago. And what I started doing is just researching, and maybe I have diabetes, maybe there's something wrong with me, maybe I don't know, maybe there's something, right? And what I noticed was that when I was having kind of a higher carbohydrates, I would feel this way when I woke up in the morning. And after doing some research, I found out that this was basically like inflammation in your body, right? It's not, I would go to the doctor and I'd get some blood work done, and they say, yeah, you're fine, you don't have pre-diabetes, diabetes. Of course, like cholesterol and blood pressure needs to be a little bit better. But for me personally, it was just, I would get this achy feeling, and kind of like the feeling like before you're gonna like kind of get sick or have a cold or flu, you get that achiness all over your body. And that's the way I would feel in the morning. I'd wake up and I'd feel like that. And after a few hours, it would kind of go away. And then I'd wake up the next morning, I'd feel it again. So why did I research for the ketogenic diet? Well, that was the number one reason. I was trying to find a solution to that. And so what I discovered was that, I can eat a very low carbohydrate diet, and that would lead me into more of a ketogenic state where your body is producing ketones and not so much relying on glycogen or sugar or carbohydrates in your body. So that was kind of how I started. This was about 3 years ago, roughly, and I did the first Keto Cut challenge. Did I do it for 90 days? I don't remember exactly. I started doing a video series about this, and what happened was, as with anything, you have good intentions when you start. I did probably about 20 or 30 preparing to do videos. I think I did 5 or 6 videos total, and then I just got busy with life. I got tired of doing videos. I think I was just trying to do too much at one time. And then my work as a teacher here in Thailand, I got a little bit busier, and then finding time to edit the videos was just not realistic for me. So I was also doing a Friday 5-minute keto blog or video, and I was doing that every Friday as well. And that was good, but again, I think I was trying to do too much at once. So anyhow, what I'm doing today is kind of the beginning of a 90-day keto cut. So what is this? This is a very strict version of the ketogenic diet, limiting carbs to about 10 grams per day. Now, for most people that do ketogenic diet, you don't need 10 grams, although less is okay. It's okay to do it. It's just a matter of, number one, what is sustainable? What can you consistently do? Number two is that, of course, most people are doing it for different reasons, for weight loss or something else. And so it really depends on you as a person, what you feel best at, what is the ideal range for you if you do the low carb diet. Okay, so there was a lot of trial and error as I did this process, and what I discovered is that to have a fairly normal life here in Thailand, I'm married and my wife is Thai, and we like to go out and eat with people. We like to do different things. We like to try different foods, both Thai food and Western food as well. And as you know, like very strict low sugar, low carbohydrate diet is quite a challenge. And if we're around friends and family, you can make it work, but I don't want to be that annoying guy that doesn't eat this, doesn't eat that, whatever. So in October of 2019, after doing the keto cut, I think I roughly did it about 6 months. I did reach my lowest weight, so I was trying to lose weight. I was trying to just get overall more fit as well. I lost maybe about 25 pounds total in 6 months, and I was doing a lot of running at the time. I wasn't doing any weight training, but I got down to, I think it was like 84 kg, or about 185 pounds. So it was about 25 pounds that I lost, which was great. I looked good. I was feeling a lot better. But what I noticed was that my whole body just shrunk. I got a lot smaller, everything. Not such a big problem, but I was doing a lot of running. I was running about 5 kilometers a day. And it sounds like a lot, but when you're doing it every day on the treadmill or outside, it felt pretty good. I was having some like upper thoracic spine, or like between my shoulder blades, I was having some like really tight muscles there. And what happened is that I actually got sick. I think it was just like a cold or flu. I think it might have been like kind of an extended cold. Of course, this is pre-COVID in 2019. And I remember taking like cough medicine, and a lot of cough medicine has lots of sugar in it. Try to take these different things to help you feel better. And it was just kicking me out of ketosis. Like, it was just like a challenge, right? To stay in ketosis, being low sugar at 10 grams a day, right? Some of these, cough medicines, they have sugar in them. They have a lot of extra things. So I remember I was trying to take like herbal, like in Thailand, they have a lot of herbal medicines you can take. And I just wasn't finding the satisfaction. Finally, I went to the doctor, and he gave me a prescription, an antibiotic. And I took the antibiotic and started to feel better. But as you know, sometimes antibiotics can kill off all the bacteria, kind of have a reset in your biome or your gut biome. And for me, what it did was it really, I think it killed a lot of the good bacteria and the bad bacteria in my body, especially in my gut. And I started having a lot of challenges with like electrolyte imbalance, especially on keto diet. And also it was giving me a lot of issues with like constipation and just having a lot of problems with that. And so, as you know, if you have problems with that, life is not enjoyable, right? I just remember starting to feel very uncomfortable all the time, trying to eat this, trying to eat that, trying to find the right balance to get my body back to where it needed to be. And at that point, I just was not interested in doing ketogenic diet anymore. Again, I had lost about 25 pounds, which was great, but I was not feeling well anymore. So that was about October of 2019. So introduced COVID in 2020. Here in Thailand, it came early, right? We had a lot of Chinese tourists in the country in February, kind of when COVID started, and we saw it coming. I remember sending masks to my mom in America and telling her, like, hey, this is going to be a problem. We're having issues with it here already. It's going to come to the US. And sure enough, 2-3 months later, it came to the US, surprised everyone. We were already dealing with it. In some way, fortunately, we were already wearing masks because there was a lot of pollution in Bangkok. And so, yeah, sad to say, a lot of pollution during that time. And so we were already wearing masks every day. And I just remember like, man, this is miserable. And little did I know that COVID would come out in the whole world and we'd be on lockdown. and everyone would be wearing masks all the time. So that was kind of what happened with COVID and being at home. And I just decided, you know what, it's not going to make sense to do to do a ketogenic diet while on lockdown in Thailand. We bought a lot of extra supplies at home. My wife and I were working here at home, and just, it's like I don't want to make it difficult and try to make my request for food very specific. It gets a lot more expensive if you do things here that are not in the Thai lifestyle or the food, and I think it just gets more expensive and more difficult. Especially, we were like for 2 months. I think it was the month of like March and April, or April and May, that we were in lockdown. We didn't do anything. We were at home. I didn't leave the house. I didn't leave our condo for about 4 weeks, maybe. So my wife would go out occasionally, but I wouldn't. And I actually did get sick a couple times. I might have had COVID during that time. I don't know. I was in bed and I was sick. So it happens, right? So I know the whole world has dealt with it in different ways. And for me, how did I deal with it? Well, at that time I was practicing, I think I was trying to learn how to make a starter for bread, which is totally opposite of keto, right? And like learning how to make bread and pizza, and my weight went up as well. So fast forward, I don't want to dwell in it too long. But so what happened was, it's now been a year, almost 2 years. Now it's November of 2021. And I'd like to restart this 90-day KetoCut challenge. Now, 90 days is kind of his recommended, I say his, meaning Keto Savage, KetoConnect did this 90-day KetoCut. And it's mostly for like bodybuilders or people that want to like really drop down for competition. And so for me personally, I want to trim down. But one thing I'm doing differently this time is I am weight training. So I started lifting at the gym 2 to 3 times a week, a full body workout. And I'm following Greg Doucette's workout program. And so I'll talk a little bit more about him later, but I did purchase his weight training program. He's a bodybuilder. He's a professional. And I'm going to follow his program for weightlifting, which is basically a full body workout 3 times a week, basically. And trying to get 150 minutes of cardio a week as well. So I'm going to be doing that as well as doing this KetoCut by Keto Savage, KetoConnect as well. So we can talk more about the details of that later. So what have I learned? I've done this KetoCut once before. I lost 25 pounds. I felt great until I got sick, and after I got sick, then everything just went out the window, and now here we are 2 years later to do it again. What did I learn? So generally, I learned that I generally feel better when I'm eating low carbohydrates. And many people say, well, how many is low? What is low? Well, I've done some research on my own. I've had my own experience. And there are some other professionals that do ketogenic diet. They recommend 25 grams of carbs per day is kind of the recommended amount for a real ketogenic diet. You don't need to go lower than that, just because it's more the therapeutic version, which is if you have a medical challenge, or you have epilepsy or things like that, you can go a lot lower. For me, I'm trying to hit on 10 grams. That's very low. It's very challenging. If you have experience doing it, you know that's low. So I'm doing it just because I've felt that I generally feel better with lower carbohydrates. Very simple, right? Lower the better, I feel better, okay? Number 2 is that if I'm not strict about this, it's too easy for me to binge on carbs, for me to enjoy something. So again, going back to number 1, is that less is better for me. More, if I tried to go, oh, maybe I do 20 grams, maybe I do 25, oh, maybe today I'll do 30. Like, it's my weakness. I already know that. I need to be very strict about it. So number 3 is that electrolyte balance is super important for your gut health and also how you feel, right? So one of the things I learned from another video, another series, and another program that I did was that they suggested adding 5 ml of milk of magnesium. It really helps to keep your body regular, right? And I shared with you that was a challenge that I had. So very simple here in Thailand. I'll show it to you guys at another time. But it's just a little bottle you can buy at 7-Eleven and just drink 5 ml a day. It doesn't create its purpose, right? A lot of people will drink a lot if they have like they're backed up. And I've just discovered that a little bit, 5 ml, helps me to feel normal, right? Helps me to feel good. So it's probably the magnesium, whatever else they put in it. But that was a recommendation from a US doctor as well. Number 4, my diet is mostly, to be honest, I've just seen it happen in real life, mostly meat and dairy. I get my protein from the meat. I get my fats a lot of time from the dairy. And although I want to eat more vegetables, I know if you go and you listen to like Dr. Berg on YouTube, he'll say like eat a ton of vegetables, and I just can't get into that routine here in Thailand. Maybe I would like to, but I just don't see it happening. It's just not realistic. So I try to eat vegetables when I can. Some Thai dishes will have vegetables, but they always come with rice. And of course, you don't want to eat rice. So just facing the facts, facing reality that I mostly eat meat and dairy and some vegetables. So that's kind of my diet. Number 5, I learned that I do feel quite good and I see a lot of good results if I eat between 7 a.m. and 3 p.m. Now, some people call it intermittent fasting. Some people say all these different words. I don't really care. Like, I made a joke online. I saw one of my friends posting about intermittent fasting, IF, right? Another name for not eating. Just stop eating. Your body needs to digest. Your body needs to rest. Your body needs to kind of like reset itself. And I've heard about, fasting is healthy for your body. It's in the Bible, right? Fasting is in the Bible as well. I'm a Christian, and so that's important to me. But I'm not doing it because of, it's called IF. I want to do this new thing. No, it's just not eating. That's what it means, right? So that is something that 7 a.m. to 3 p.m., that's actually my working day, basically, as a teacher. So in the morning, a lot of people say to fast in the morning. I like coffee. I don't like black coffee. If you give me black coffee, I probably won't drink it. But if you put cream and you put like monk fruit sweetener and you put even ghee or clarified butter in it, I'll drink it. So it just works. It works for me, and I feel better all day, right? So anyways, 7 a.m. and then the goal is 3 p.m. So to finish eating anything you're going to eat for that day by 3 p.m. I will make exceptions. If we're out to dinner, if we're having a special meal, I will make exceptions. And I just have to be mindful of don't go to the point of gluttony too much, right? So number 5 in 1. Number 6, during COVID, I developed kind of like a spine back problem. Basically, I think I shared earlier in the video, I was doing a lot of running a couple years ago, and I would get like an upper, kind of between the shoulder blades, like muscle tightness, a trigger point, and I would go to get massage done a lot. And for some reason during COVID, I stopped running, I stopped doing everything, and I was doing a lot of push-ups, and I don't know, maybe that was related, but after a couple months into COVID, I started to get this really sharp pain, or like a dull burning pain in my spine. I ended up going to a spine doctor, and he basically said it's the curl of my spine. He said you've kind of just had it over time, and it's kind of gotten worse. So losing weight would help. He said stretching would help, yoga would help, but running does not help. And so I've had to totally stop running. No more running, which I like that feeling of when you sweat and you feel it, you feel good. So instead I've decided, okay, I'm going to try to walk and I'm going to lift weights, try to build the muscles around that area, and then also walking. And I've discovered that if I walk about 10,000 steps a day, my back doesn't really hurt that much. So that's great. I just need to walk. So I haven't walked in a couple days. My back is kind of hurts a little bit, kind of stiff. If I walk, the pain seems to go away. Of course, I don't want to lift weights too hard, too much, but I do want to build some strength. Number 7, what gets measured gets managed. I don't know who has said that, but it's stuck in my brain. I need to track my weight daily, and I need to track my macros. And I do use the MyFitnessPal. I have the premium version, so I track my macros using that. And it does help. I even have, and then maybe I can show later, I have not only the scale, but I have like a physical string, and I put where my weight is. So even my wife doesn't have to ask me. She can look at the string and she can see my progress as well. So that is number 7. So those are the main things that I've learned about doing keto on and off, about myself. I'm 39 years old. My birthday, I'll be 40 in April. So this is kind of where I'm at right now. So I'd like to do this video blog. This is a long one, once a week. So a total of maybe 12 videos. And last time I just found that it was really hard to keep up with editing the videos. And then I just lost interest. I got busy with life. And also I know it's a hard thing to do, is don't focus on how many people are watching your video, but focus on doing it, producing. So maybe 5-minute Keto Fridays will come back, but for now I don't, it's not a priority to me right now. So I just want to get it out there. This is the first video of the series, and I will be doing another video in 1 week. That's it from here. I am Teacher Nick, Teacher Nick Thailand, and we are going to be doing this channel learning by doing. So this is very important for me, as I've learned that through education, I've learned a lot about how to do things, and then actually just doing it and having experience and reporting back on the experience. And if nothing else, if nobody watches this video, this is for me. For the future, I can go back and see, okay, what was I doing? What was my goal? What is my progress, right? So that's it for today's video about the 90-day KetoCut and my challenge. So I will give the update in the next video about introducing the program and the 1 week progress as well. So thank you for watching. We'll see you next time. Woo!